Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. So today we will discuss chemistry question. Uh, Question number one: which molecule has an equal number of bonding electrons and lone pair electron? The answer is B, because carbon has 4 valence electrons and the 2 oxygen atoms contribute 12 more, giving 16 electrons in total. The structure is O double bond C double bond O with 2 double bonds. The 2 double bonds contain 8 bonding electrons, and the lone pairs on the oxygen atoms contain 8 lone pair electrons. Since the number are equal, the answer is B. Next question. Methane and steam reacts to produce hydrogen. 0.8 gram of methane and 1.35 gram of steam react. One of the reactant is used up. Which volume of hydrogen measured at room condition will be produced? So first I calculate the moles of methane. 0.8 grams of methane divided by its relative molecular mass of 16 gives 0.05 moles. Then I calculate the moles of steam. 1.35 grams divided by 18 gives 0.075 moles. Next, I compare the amount using the balance equation. 1 mole of methane reacts with 2 moles of steam. 0.05 moles of methane needs 0.10 moles of steam, but only 0.075 moles are available. Therefore, steam is the limiting reactant. From the equation, 2 moles of steam produce 4 moles of hydrogen, so 0.075 moles of steam produce 0.15 moles of hydrogen. Finally, at room condition, 1 mole of gas occupies 24 cubic decimeters. Therefore, 0.15 multiplied by 24 gives 3.6 cubic decimeter. Next, the volume of a sample of methane is measured at a temperature of 16 degrees Celsius and a pressure of 103 kilopascals. The volume measured in 5.37 times 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cubic. Assume the gas behaves as an ideal gas. What is the mass of the sample of methane given to two significant figures? So first I write the ideal gas equation, PV equals nRT. Next I convert the units. The pressure is 103 kilopascal. 103 divided by 100 and 1.3 give 1.02 atm. The volume is 5.37 times 10 the power of minus 3 cubic meters. This is 5.37 cubic decimeters. The temperature is 16 degrees Celsius, so I add 273. Therefore, the temperature is 333 Kelvin. Now I substitute the values into the equation. N equals PV divided by RT. N equals 1.02 times 5.37 divided by 0.082 times 333. This gives 0.201 moles of methane. Then I calculate the mass of methane. The relative molecular mass of methane is 16. Mass equals number of moles multiplied by relative molecular mass. Mass equals 0.201 multiplied by 16. Mass equals 3.2 grams. Sodium azide is an explosive used to inflate airbags in cars when they crash. It consists of positive sodium ions and negative azide ions. What are the number of electrons in the sodium ion and the azide ion? First, let's look at the sodium ion, Na+. Sodium has an atomic number of 11. Since Na+ has a +1 charge, it has lost 1 electron. Therefore, the sodium ion has 11 minus 1, which is equals to 10 electrons. Next, azide ion is N3 minus. Its nitrogen atom has 7 electrons. We times the 7 electron with 3, so the total electron is 21 electrons. And azide ion has a charge -1, meaning it has gained 1 extra electron. So the total number of electrons is 21 plus 1, which is equals to 22 electrons. So the answer is B. Next, a 200 centimeter cubic sample of water has an amount of oxygen gas dissolved in it. This amount of oxygen gas has a volume of 6 centimeter cubic when measured at 1 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal and 35 degrees Celsius. What is the concentration of oxygen gas in the water? So first I write the ideal gas equation, PV equals nRT. Next I convert the units. The pressure is 1.0 times 10 to the power of 5 Pascal, which is approximately 1 atm. The volume is 6.0 times 10 to the power of minus 6 cubic meters, which equals 0.006 cubic decimeters. The temperature is 35 degrees Celsius, so I add 273 to get 308 Kelvin. Now I calculate the number of moles of oxygen. N equals PV divided by RT. N equals 1 times 0.006 divided by 0.082 times 308. This gives 2.37 times 10 to the power of minus 4 moles. Next, I calculate the concentration. The volume of water is 200 cubic centimeters, which equals 0.200 cubic decimeters. Concentration equals number of moles divided by volume. Concentration equals 2.37 times 10 to the power of minus 4 divided by 0.200. Finally, I got the concentration is 1.19 times the 10 to the power of minus 3 moles per cubic decimeter, which correspondent to 1.17 times 10 to the power of minus 3 mol per cubic decimeter. P, Q, and R represent three different structures of an element, which structure are giant molecular. First, I identify its structure. Structure P is graphite. Graphite has a giant covalent structure. Structure Q is also a giant covalent network. Structure R is fullerene. Fullerene exists as individual molecules, so it's not giant molecular. Therefore, only P and Q are giant molecular structure. The answer is B. Next, ammonia reacts with acids to form the ammonium ion, which row is correct. Nitrogen is the central atom. Ammonium ion has 4 bonding pairs and no lone pair around its nitrogen. According to VSEPR theory, the 4 bonding pairs arrange themselves as far apart as possible, giving a tetrahedral shape with a bond angle of 109.5 degrees. Therefore, the shape of ammonium ion is tetrahedral and the angle is 109.5 degrees, so the answer is D. Next, a student mixed 25 cm cubic of 4 molar hydrochloric acid with an equal volume of 4 molar sodium hydroxide. The initial temperature of both solutions was 15 degrees Celsius. The maximum temperature recorded was 30 degrees Celsius. Using these results, what is the enthalpy change of neutralization of hydrochloric acid? First, I write the balance equation HCl plus NaOH to NaCl plus H2O. Next, I calculate the number of moles of HCl using N equals molar times volume. N equals to 4.00 times 25 divided by 1000 equals to 0.100 mole. Then I calculate the number of moles of NaOH using the same formula. N equals to 4 times 25 divided by 1000 is 0.1 mole. From the balance equation, 1 mole of HCl produces 1 mole of water. Therefore, 0.1 moles of water are formed. Next, I'll calculate the temperature change. The temperature increased from 15 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. So, delta T is 15 degrees Celsius. Now, I calculate the heat releasing using Q equals to MC delta T. Q equals to 50 times 4.18 times 15 equals to 3135 joules, equal to 3.135 kilojoules. Finally, I calculate the enthalpy change using delta H equals negative Q divided by N. Delta H is minus 3.135 divided by 0.1 equals to minus 31.35 kilojoules per mole or 31.4 kilojoules per mole. Next, a student performed an experiment to measure the enthalpy change of combustion of ethane. He used the following values for the standard enthalpy change of combustion of carbon and hydrogen. The enthalpy change of combustion of carbon is minus 394 kilojoule mole to the power of minus 1, and enthalpy change combustion of hydrogen is minus 280 186. He calculated the enthalpy change of formation of ethane to be minus 140 kJ per mole. What was his experimental value for the standard enthalpy change of combustion of ethane? So first I write the information equation of ethane and reserve it because I want to ethane on the reactant side in the combustion equation. When the equation is reserved, the enthalpy changes from minus 140 to positive 140 kJ per mole. Next, I multiply the combustion equation of carbon by 2 because there are 2 carbon atoms in ethane. Then I multiply the formation of equation of water by 3 because 6 hydrogen atoms in ethane produce 3 water molecules. After that, I add all the equation together. The carbon atoms and hydrogen molecule cancel out on both sides. The remaining equation is C2H6 plus 7 per 2O2 to 2 CO2 plus 3H2, which is the combustion equation of ethane. Finally, I add the enthalpy change, 140 minus 788 minus 858. So delta H or enthalpy change is equals to minus 1506 kJ per mole. Next, carbon monoxide and methanol can react together to form ethanoic acid. Standard enthalpy change of combustion are given in table. What is the value for delta H reaction for the reaction between carbon monoxide and methanol? So first I write the target equation CO plus CH3OH to CH3CO2H. Next, I write the combustion equation and their enthalpy change. For carbon monoxide, the enthalpy change of combustion is minus 283.0 kJ per mole. For methanol, the enthalpy change of combustion is minus 726.0 kJ per mole. And for ethanoic acid, the enthalpy change of combustion is minus 874.1 kJ per mole. Now I use Hess law. The enthalpy change of the reaction equals to the total combustion enthalpy of the reactant minus the combustion enthalpy of the product. Minus 283.0 plus minus 726.0 gives minus 1009.0 kJ per mole. Minus 1009.0 minus 874.1 give minus 134.9 kJ per mole. Therefore, the enthalpy change of the reaction is minus 134.9 kJ per mole. So the answer is B. Next, a student calculate the standard enthalpy change of formation of ethane C2H6 using a method based on standard enthalpy change of combustion. He used correct values for the standard enthalpy change of combustion of ethane minus 1560 kJ per mole and hydrogen minus 286 kJ per mole, but he used an incorrect values for the standard enthalpy change of combustion of carbon. He then performed his calculation correctly. His final answer was minus 158 kJ per mole. What did he use for the standard enthalpy change of combustion of carbon? So first I write the formation equation of ethane 2C plus 3H2 gives C2H6. The formula of ethane is C2H6, so it contains 2 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Since hydrogen exists as H2 molecules, 6 hydrogen atoms are equal to 3 H2 molecules. Next, I consider the direct route from the element to the combustion product. Each carbon atom burned according to C plus O2 gives CO2. The enthalpy change is X. Since there are 2 carbon atoms, I multiply this equation by 2 giving 2x. Each hydrogen molecule burns according to H2 plus 1 half O2 give H2O. Delta H equals minus 286 kJ per mole. Since there are 3 H2 molecules, I multiply this value by 3 giving the 3 multiplied by minus 286. Therefore, the total enthalpy change for the direct route is 2x plus 3 multiplied by minus 286. Now I consider the second route. First, ethane is formed at delta H equals minus 158. Then the ethane is burned. Delta H equals minus 1560. So the total enthalpy change for this route is minus 158 plus minus 1560. According to Hess law, both routes have the same starting point and the ending point, so their total enthalpy change must be equal. 2x plus 3 multiplied by minus 286 equals minus 158 plus minus 1560. 2x minus 858 equals minus 1718. 2x equals minus 860 and x equals to minus 430 kilojoules per mole. Next, alkene C2H2 completely composed as shown in the equation. Using the average bond enthalpies in the table, what is the enthalpy change of combustion of ethene? So, first I calculate the energy need to break all bonds in the reactant. There are two CH bonds and one C triple bond C bond and 2.5O double bond O bonds. Adding these values give 2900 kilojoules per mole. Next, I calculate the energy released when new bonds form in the product. There are 4 C double bond O bonds and 2 OH bonds. Adding these values give 3880 kilojoules per mole. Then I calculate the enthalpy change. Delta H equals bond broken minus bond formed. Therefore, 2900 minus 3880 equals negative 980 kilojoules per mole. So the answer is A. Next, nitric acid is made industrially by the oxidation of ammonia. The overall equation for the process is shown. Equation 1 is NH3 plus 2O2 2HNO3 plus H2O. The process happens in 3 stages. The equation and enthalpy change for these stages are given. Stage 1 for NH3 plus 5O2 to 4NO plus 6H2O. Delta H is minus 900 for kilojoule per mole. Stage 2 is 2NO plus O2 to 2NO2. Delta H is minus 114 kilojoule per mole. Stage 3 is 4NO2 plus O2 plus 2H2O to 4HNO3. Delta H is minus 348 kilojoule per mole. What is the enthalpy change of the process shown in the equation 1? First, I multiply the second equation by 2 so that there are 4 moles of NO on both equations. The enthalpy change of the second equation becomes negative 228 kilojoule per mole. Next, I add 3 equations together. Adding the enthalpy change give negative 904 minus 228 minus 348. This equals negative 1480 kilojoules per mole. The combined equation produces 4 moles of nitric acid. However, the required equation produces only 1 mole of nitric acid. Therefore, I divided by 4. Negative 1480 divided by 4 equals to negative 370 kilojoules per mole. The answer is B. Okay, the enthalpy change of neutralization of HNO3 with NaOH is minus 57 kJ per mole. In an experiment, 20 cm cubic of 4 molar HNO3 is mixed with 30 cm cubic of 2 molar NaOH. In an insulated container, the initial temperature of both solution is 25 degrees Celsius. It can be assumed that the heat capacity of the product mixture is 4.2 and that there are no heat loss. What is the maximum final temperature of the mixture? So first I calculate the moles of nitric acid. 4 multiplied by 20 divided by 1000 give 0.08 moles. Next I calculate the moles of sodium hydroxide. 2 multiplied by 30 divided by 1000 gives 0.06 moles. Since sodium hydroxide has fewer moles, it will be used up first. Therefore, 0.06 mole are neutralized. Next, I calculate the heat release. Q equals to N multiplied by delta H. Therefore, 0.06 multiplied by 57 equals to 3.42 kilojoules. This equals to 3420 joules. Then I'll calculate the temperature increase from Q MC delta T. 3420 equals to 50 times 4.2 times delta T. 3420 equals to 210 delta T. Delta T equals to 3420 divided by 210. Delta T is 16.3. Next, finally, I calculate the final temperature. 25 plus 16 plus 16.3 equals to 41.3 degrees Celsius. Four mixtures are added to four separate 50 centimeter cubic samples of water and stirred. Which mixture results in a solution with the highest pH? For A, Al2 and O3 is amphoteric, and AlCl3 hydrolysis to produce acidic solution, not highest pH. For B, MgO is a basic oxide, and MgCl2 is nearly neutral, produce alkaline solution. And C, phosphorus oxide and phosphorus chloride form acids in water, so low pH. And D, silicon chloride hydrolysis to form hydrochloric acid, low pH. So the answer is B. Okay, next, which mixture will react to form exactly 1 mole of water? So first I write the balance equation. Sulfuric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide to form sodium sulfate and water. The equation shows that 1 mole of sulfuric acid produces 2 moles of water. For option B, the moles of sulfuric acid are 2 multiplied by 250 divided by 1000. This gives 0.5 moles. Therefore, the moles of water produced are 0.5 multiplied by 2. This gives exactly 1 mole of water. The sodium hydroxide present also exactly enough to react completely. Therefore, the answer is B. Okay, next, aqueous acid P and aqueous alkali K have the same concentration. 20 centimeter cubic of P is added to a conical flask. K is slowly added to the flask, and the volume of K and the pH are recorded. The pH titration curve is shown. Which row gives the identity of P and K? So, first I look at the initial pH. The graph starts at a low pH, showing that P is an acid. Next, I look at the equivalence point. The equivalence point is above pH 7. This indicates a weak acid reacting with a strong alkali. Among the options of the weak acid is ethanoic acid, CH3COOH. The strong alkali is the strontium hydroxide SrOH2. Therefore, P is CH3COOH and K is SrOH2. Therefore, the answer is D. Next, in which reaction is water behaving as a Bronsted-Lowry base? So the base in the Bronsted theory is the one that accepts H plus from another. So here we can see that the water that accepts H plus is B, because the product from H2O becomes H3O plus. So the answer is B. Okay, next, sulfur dioxide is used as a preservative in winemaking. The following equation describes as the reactions that occur when sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water. Which statement about these two reactions is correct? For option A, HSO3 minus acts as a base, so it's false. HSO3 minus releases a plus, thus acting as an acid. For option B, SO2 acts as an oxidizing agent. There is no change in oxidation number in this reaction, so for option B is false. And C, SO3 2 minus act as an acid. SO3 2 minus has no H plus to donate, so it's false. And for option D, SO3 2 minus acts as a reducing agent, so it's true. Okay, we move to paper 2. Question 1. Electrons in atoms up to 36 kr are distributed in s, p, and d orbitals. State the number of occupied orbitals in an isolated atom of 36 kr. So the electronic configuration of krypton is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, and 4p6. From this configuration, we can determine the number of occupied orbitals of each type. There are 4 occupied s orbitals: 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. 9 occupied p orbitals, 3 in each of 2p, 3p, and 4p, and 5 occupied d orbitals in 3d. So the answer is S is 4, and p is 3, and d is 1. Okay, next, describe how an atom of chromium-54 differs from an atom of chromium-52. Refer to number of particles in your answer. The number of neutrons should increase because of a higher atomic mass and the same number of protons and electrons. Okay, next, magnesium has 3 stable isotopes. Information about 2 of these isotopes is given. The relative atomic mass of magnesium is 24.3. Calculate the percentage abundance and hence the relative isotopic mass of the third isotope of magnesium. Give your answer to 3 significant figures. So for the percent abundance of the third isotope is 100 minus 79 minus 11 equals to 10%, and for relative atomic mass is sigma isotopic mass times abundance per 100. So 24.3 equals to 24 times 79 plus 26 times 11 plus x times 10 divided by 100. To 24.3 equals to 1896 plus 286 plus 10x divided by 100. So 2000 for 130 equals to 2182 plus 10x. 10x equals to 248, so x is 24.8. Okay, next, use table 1.2 to calculate the relative atomic mass of Ar of iridium in the alloy. Give your answer to 2 decimal place. Ar equals to 190.96 times 15.18 plus 192.96 times 34.82 divided by 15.18 plus 34.82. So AR equals to 9614.28 divided by 50. So the AR is 192.29. Next, define relative atomic mass. So relative atomic mass is average mass of the atoms of an element compared with 1 per 12 of the mass of one atom of carbon 12. Okay, last question. Use the data in the table 1.1 to calculate the enthalpy change of the reaction of Cl2 with NH3. So the equation is 3Cl2 plus 2NH3 to 6HCl plus N2. Delta H is equals to product minus reactant. So delta H is equals to 6 times minus 92 minus 2 times minus 46. So minus 552 minus 92. So equals to minus 460 kilojoule per mole. Okay, that's it all from me for this video. Thank you for following along with my explanation and taking the time to watch this presentation. I hope this review has been helpful and has improved your understanding of the question and their solution. If anything was unclear, incorrect, or could have been explained better, I sincerely apologize and I'm still learning. I appreciate your patience and understanding. Thank you once again for watching and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes,